Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I had forgotten to connect the um, microphone. So anyhow, we've got whopping one person here. Ga- Ganglia, Gangila, Gangila. How did you come up with that name? Is that your name? Gangila. It's a special. Is it a screen name or is it your name? And you're 18, I believe. And where are you tuning in from? Hello, Gangila. Where are you? Which country are you tuning in from? Yeah, it's just a channel name. Yeah. And what are the other three that I can see they're here doing? Are you guys shy? Just come on in. We won't bite. Sonia is here. There we go. Salam, Sonia June. How are you, dear? Good to see you here. It's probably early morning in UK. Oh, you're still in Los Angeles, are you? So you're in the same time zone that I am. Are you still visiting there? Chuck there says, "I'm shy." Well, you look, nobody really is gonna do anything or say anything to you. We can't even see you. You can say whatever you want and get away with it. And Sonia says, "Yes, I'm still in LA." Okay, good. Chuckster, what are you shy about? So, okay, guys, I'll be here for about maybe half an hour or so, depending on how the conversation goes. So, if you have any concerns or anything you want to explore, we can do that. Gangila says you deserve more subs. Yeah, we all know that, but getting it is the problem. People don't even know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just don't think my topics are needed. But I do think, and so do many other. I think about over 2 million people think it's needed because we have reached that many people, but subscribers are only not even 24,000 yet. However, I've been very busy in responding to comments. As you all know, 99, if not 100% of the comments that I see are answered. And they're all answered by me. I read them and I answer them. And consultations through my site, I'm busy on that. So many people do know about this channel and the services that mind@seekstruth.com offers for Skype consultation and recording consultation. I ask a question and then I will record to respond back to you. But the question should be short, not an involved one. So 5 minutes of respond would do it. However, also we have the 1 hour one-on-one consultation on Skype, which many do that around the world. And for new clients, I add 1 extra hour when you register for 1 hour of Skype consultation, and then we'll have 2 hours on that one session. Plenty of time to explore what might be concerning you one on one on Skype. Now, let's see who has a question here. Gangila says, "Sir, we are in." Gangila, where are you tuning in from? Which part of the world? Will you kindly? Oh, Nepal. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Nepal. Says, "Sir, we are in long distance relationship and we communicate each other through text messages. And it's been 6 months of relationship. And how old is your friend?" So I feel like my girlfriend doesn't care about me. What is NC? Z? NCZ, she doesn't show. Mm, I don't know. She doesn't show that much interest. Um, in texting, before she used to talk with me each and every time, but it's all fading. We don't even talk that much, just 1 hour per day. She does not ask me how am I doing. I'm doing what is going on. What? I don't know, I guess we want to say what is going on. How are you? What? She's not asking me how I'm doing, what is going on, how your event, how you even, whatever, how are you even. She know I am sick, but she doesn't care. What sickness do you have? She doesn't care how less interest and chatting. I don't know why I'm mad for her. I ask her even a small detail of her life, and make conversation continue, but she is only replying to my questions, not even ask anything when I ask, and she says, "Yeah, I'm fine." And how what? By only if I ask. Okay. I'm suffering from corona. Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be fine and you'll recover. You're young and strong, and naturally, with your doctors there, they will help you to recover. So that is something like whatever you got to deal with, like a bad influenza. So don't lose your um, posture on that. Secondly, you because you're going through this sickness right now. Usually, when we are sick, we kind of feel we want more attention. We kind of feel weak because we don't have much confidence in ourselves because we're weak. We think, oh, we are not that valuable. We're weak. This and that, so forth. But having said that, first of all, take great care of yourself, and you'll be fine. For sure, you'll be fine. Just do what your doctors tell you or your mom tells you, and they know what to do, and you'll be fine. It's no bigger than a bad influenza, and we all have had it. So don't be afraid. You'll be fine. Just follow your doctor's orders or your mom's orders. They sometimes know better than the doctors. Um, but generally, if you're going through this challenge right now, and she's not actually calling to ask you how you are, let her go. Just let her go. Whatever the reason is, I don't want to get into it. I don't know. We could assume something, but if you you guys have been together for a while and now she's somewhere and she's healthy and she's enjoying herself and she knows that you are not so well, I'm sure if that was the other way around, you'd be calling her 2 times a day to see how she is. In a healthy relationship, that is what usually happens. People try to find out how the other one is. If she's not doing it, then don't try to find out why. Just understand she's no longer qualified. Drop her, let her go. And don't hang around and think you're mad about her. You're not mad about anything. What? What are you mad about? Her behavior? Her behavior is ridiculous. Yeah? Her behavior is below standard. It's nothing to write home about, and it's shameful for someone who says that, you're in a relationship and doesn't even call when even if you had just a regular cold, she should have called uh, 2 times a day. or at least once once a day or whatever. But if she doesn't, that means you have to disqualify her. The reason you think that you're mad about her because you're weak, lack of confidence right now, lack of ability to see that you can find other girlfriends right now, and naturally you're just thinking about intimacy with her, her body, how well she looks, and she's healthy, so you feel inferior to her. All of that is just psychological. Wait till you're well, and you will have other girls around. You're just 18 years old. At this age, you hardly know who you are, let alone know what kind of girl you have. And this kind of girl, that right at the outset, at this age, she's behaving this way, she's a child. And you're very young as well. So both of you need to experience other relationships and so on. And she's exercising that notion, that interest. And don't consider her a full grown woman that why is she doing that way? Because she's a young girl and she's at the beginning of her life and she's having exploring all other opportunities, how much attention she gets from this guy, that guy, and so on and so forth. And if a girl is like that at any age, including this age, that she's in a relationship, but she's not really paying so much attention to it. What would you do if she was right here in your town and she was not paying attention, or she was not interested anymore, or she was acting weird, or she wouldn't ask you how you are, she wouldn't continue discussion or text? You would eventually get fed up and you would say, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're not interested in me. Now that she's away in long distance relationship, it's even worse because long distance relationship automatically brings a space between people anyhow because they're not in physical contact to do things to each other with each other and to go places and have a date and all that. So that makes her become more interesting to you because you're not able to reach her, but you're being loyal. But obviously, she's having her friends and outings, and she's not thinking about what you know, the relationship. And for that reason, if that was happening, if she was in your own town, you would have said, "Hey, bye bye, it's not working," or you would have a chat with her, discuss it, discuss the problems, and see what she says. And if it wasn't working, you would just say bye bye, right? Or do the same thing. Text her and say, "Listen, I see that you're no longer interested in how I am, and to have our relationship as it was warm before. And if there's any specific reason that you want to talk about it, I'm more than happy to discuss it with you. If there's any issues, we can resolve. Otherwise, if you have found some other interest and you're busy with other friends and maybe other guys, other boyfriends that you're hoping to establish a relationship, well, then let me know and more power to you. I will bid you goodbye and you can go on your way. And I will, find other options here. Talk to her from the position of balance, fairness, and power. Not, oh, I'm mad about you. Why you don't you answer me? I miss you. I'm sick here. Why don't you ask me? Don't ever do that. Girls don't like to see a man to be like this needy, especially if you are somewhat dealing with some cold or flu and they are healthy running all about and you're not together in the same town. Don't ever try to look needy that they are better than you, that you need them, especially if they're not paying attention. So at this point, simply stand your ground and talk to her very clearly, make it seem and be realistic about it. If that is how she is and she has nothing to say, no explanation, no nothing, then sever it. Say, okay, I understand that it's a long distance and you're busy with finding other opportunities and you're young. You want to try things. Okay, me too. I'm young as well. So I wish you well and wish you have a wonderful and safe life. And I'll go about my business. That's it. End it. There is no sense for you to continue this thinking that if you would have continued, she would have come around. You don't want to be in a relationship that is based on mercy or that she's doing a favor, a charity. No, if she's not interested, gung ho into it, paying attention, that's no relationship. And at this age, there is really no relationship between you and her. It's just an infatuation. You're young and you're full of hormones, and okay, you like this girl, and she's young. She liked you, and now you guys are not in the same city. It's a long distance, and it was gonna break up anyhow. If you're not now, a few months from now, because you guys are too young. You still don't know what you're looking for. You still don't know who you are yourselves. So you choose someone based on some interest, and then later on something else comes up and you grow and you think, okay, there are other interests that you have and you want to explore those. Right or wrong, who knows, but you would want to explore those. And she would too, and then you would break up anyhow. So right now, let it go. That's how I see it. And Gangila says, I never begged for her love and care, sir. I keep it all by myself. Good, good job. Now let her go. Just talk to her. You don't have to be um, conspicuous about it. You don't have to be beating behind the bushes. Just tell her point blank. Say, listen, whatever her name is, Susan or whatever. What's up with you? What's going on? We used to be very close. I see that we are no longer talking on text. You're no longer interested to see or to have a conversation with me as long as we had. Maybe you don't miss me as much as you did before. Maybe you're busy with other guys. These are all fine and dandy and normal. I can understand that. But nevertheless, we need to let each other know that we are no longer interested, and therefore, um, talk to me. What's going on? What's the reason? And if there's something we can resolve, then let's resolve it. If not, well, let me know, and then we'll conduct ourselves according to what you and I both prefer. That's it. And then let's see what she says. All right, let's go back to see who is next. Chuckster says male 37 PA. PA. Public announcement? Pasadena? Philadelphia? Where the hell is PA? Help me out here. He says it sounds like you were pissing in a pot when you were pouring your tea. Oh, thank you very much for that. Well, let me just have a sip of the piss then. Okay, before the countdown began. Yeah, actually, I did fill up with the hot water because it was like one third full, and I like my tea hot, so I boiled some water, and then yeah, when I pour it through, because it has a lid, it has a lid, so I poured it through here rather than taking the lid off. So it was had to be precise. So it was making a interesting sound, and that is probably what you're referring to. Well, may your piss always sound like a tea pouring. What the heck is wrong with you? What kind of comment is that? God damn it, Chuck's there. Pull it together. Yeah, okay. Ndiligani says, Salam Mehran 24 Mail London. Salam Ndiligani. Uh, Prithu Barwa says, Mail 32 India. What are your takes on karma? Karma. Many people in India, as well as other parts of the world, believe that if you do something wrong, then similar thing will also happen to you in the future. Well, it's not necessarily like because I did something wrong, then something wrong is happening to me. But if someone doesn't exercise proper judgment, fair and balanced judgment, that is pretty much how he or she is conditioning her consciousness or his consciousness to behave in a certain way, make certain judgments in a certain way, and continuing doing that kind of a judgment and behavior throughout his or her life will shape the function and the automatic function and decision making and judgment of him or her in that manner. And that manner, which is wrong to begin with, because we talked about it, it's something wrong with it, will end up bringing him wrong results because he's initiating a negative behavior, which would eventually come back as a negative response from whatever is happening, you know? So it's not necessarily karma, but it is the reaction to his action. Every action has a reaction in this world. So if action is always negative, well, the quality of what is coming back or what the result of those actions would be would also be negative, which would in turn affect him this time. So that's why pretty much people believe in that sort because there's a lot more to it than just somebody's watching. Oh, he did something bad. Write it down, and when it's time, give him shit. No, it's it doesn't work that way. But it has a merit to it because the energy that is extended through a behavior that is not fair or not balanced or is negative, that energy will eventually come back and bite you in the ass because I believe energy that is extended will eventually go through the universe and come back and hit you. Because energy doesn't die. You put an energy in, it travels forever, and eventually all energy is constantly going from this way, that way. And if they are not purified on their travels, when they get back to you, homing device eventually comes back to you. It's going to hit you in the ass. So that's kind of a funny explanation about it. But hey, look, regardless of what karma means, just do the best you can, as good as you can be in life. Extend good energy to yourself, to people as much as you can. That's a better, better horse to bet on, I think. It makes you feel better too when you do good things, when you're positive and you're, not, you know, doing negative stuff. This brings you good results anyhow. In Aikido, there's something to say: plus brings plus, and negative brings negative. You put yourself in a negative flow of things. Obviously, that flow is negative, and you're there. So anything on its way is negative, or pretty much most of it. If you put yourself on the positive flow of life, meaning involved in positive interaction, positive activities, positive environment, so on, well, that is what your consciousness is going to be shaped, and that's how your life is going to be shaped, and that's the path you'll be on. Well, obviously, there are more fruit trees and goodies on the path of positivity and balance than on the other paths. All right. Aman says, hi, sir. Hope you're fine. Thank you, Aman. Good to see you, dear. And Detros Tual. That's the first time you're here, right, Detros? I've never heard, I've never seen your screen thumbnail. Says, hello, sir. My girlfriend left me. Let me know how old you are, where you're tuning in from. These are the little things that I need to know: gender, age, where you're tuning in from. Just like what you see uh, Prithu has done above, says M32 India. Three little things: male, 32 India. I'll get back to you as soon as I have that. So, because it's important for me to have a little bit of info by you guys before I answer questions or read questions. And Chuckster says Pennsylvania. Oh, I was far out, wasn't I? And Manav, Mat, Matpati says, sir, I try to not react on HOCD thoughts, but thoughts say you actually want it. Yeah, that's what thought says because thoughts are not your thoughts. They're brain thoughts. And brain doesn't know what the hell it's saying. It has no intellect. It's guessing things based on just what's out there, what came through, and we just heard it or got to know about things that are out there, and the information has seeped through the consciousness and it's gone malfunctioning on ability to distinguish what particular values are in line for you, and therefore it just makes up things because, as I mentioned, is trying to get your attention to create security for itself through occupation and engagement of back and forth discussion, because brain doesn't have a place in the body to concentrate there and reside there to feel safe. Hmm? Unless you teach it how to learn to become one with the body, mind and body coordination, and it learns there's a place in the body that it can also rest. Because it doesn't have it, it doesn't know where its place is to reside. So it finds its security in occupation, in order of things, in busyness, in calculation, in creating havoc, creating engagement, interaction. It cannot create engagement with you if it gives you some kind of a when it's malfunctioning. It cannot create an engagement with you and create occupation and busyness in itself because of that engagement in communication if it is complimenting you. So, hey, girls like you and you like lots of nice girls. There's no conversation. So, yeah, thank you. Good. I'm a heterosexual male. I like girls. And the brain just brought to my attention that, hey, it's a good looking girl. You like girls. Okay, thank you. Yes. That's the end of conversation. But if it tells you something that you're not, you rise against it because you want to defend your honor, you defend your identity. It's very sacred to you. Therefore, you come up with all out swinging. And that swinging back and forth, trying to prove to the brain, which is an organ, it's like you're trying to prove something to your ass. That's all it is. That's all the intellect it has. It's like your intestine, like your liver, like your kidney. You're trying to prove something to the brain. And that creates that constant back and forth. And that back and forth creates busyness, occupation for the brain, and it finds a place to be because brain doesn't find security in physicality, in physical way, just like your body does. I'm here, I'm in my room, doors closed, I'm in a good part of town, I'm safe. But brain doesn't find that security by physical safety. It finds the security in occupation, busyness, in routine of things, in getting occupied by doing something. And especially nowadays, around the world, people are out of their own norm, their own things that they used to do, and their mind was busy with many different activities. Now everything is different, and therefore the brain is trying to find that security through occupying you by attacking you with something that you're not, because that will create a reaction from you. If there's no attack, it's a compliment. There's no reaction. You say thank you very much, and you go. But if because he wants to get you busy and involved in some kind of a confrontation to create busyness and occupation, it always attacks you opposite of what you are, something that you would not appreciate. And then makes your body react to that thought because brain is so powerful to get your body to react a thought, create a feeling. And then you rise up and you become all out to try to defeat it and prove to the brain, and the brain is just busy now. But if you leave it and have that power to leave it and focus on what it is that you want to accomplish on that day, eventually the brain sees that it cannot get a rise out of you. So it changes its way and tries to learn what is it that makes you actually balance in its interaction with the brain, like pays attention to what it says. When it makes sense, then you pay attention to it. It creates that rapport that is a positive rapport. The energy flows properly, and there's no um, ignoring it because it's talking nonsense. So you actually turn all this effort that is making to get you engaged, you ignore it, and then it suffocates from that being ignored. Then it settles for functioning properly to actually get your acknowledgement of something. So again, there would be some kind of a connection rather than zero because it's misbehaving and you know how to do with misbehaving, which would be just ignore it. So there are lots of videos I've created on this, more elaborate on what I just said here. But here I can't turn it into a 1 hour one-on-one consultation. So I think that would be enough for now. So what I'm trying to say is, Manav, is whatever that is making you feel and think, it's again the HOCD brain is doing the thinking for you as well as suggesting the nonsense that is suggested. So it's not like it's suggested and you say, "Oh, I like it." No, itself is making you to say, "Oh, I like it." It's influencing everything that you are coming up with in accordance to what it's suggesting. So unless you separate the brain from you, you separate the thoughts that brain makes from the thoughts that you make, and you clearly stick to your grounds, stand your grounds, and defend what you are by ignoring what it's suggesting that is not in line with your values. And then through neuroplasticity, over time, the brain gets rewired. And when it gets rewired, it learns that these sort of things are not in line with your values, and it clicks back onto properly shutting down these sort of thoughts and this sort of conjuring up images or feelings or thoughts and so on and so forth. And that is when caudate nucleus, a lever that is designed to automatically shut down intrusive thoughts. That intrusive thoughts show up in everyone's brain all around the world, but because caudate nucleus, part of striatum, part of basal ganglia, is designed to shut it down and works well, it shuts down for them. They like feel, so what is that thought? And then suddenly it shuts down and disappears and they go about their business. But in OCD brain that has got a malfunction, it doesn't work as well. It doesn't shut down when the intrusive thought shows up. That's why then you go through all these hooplas. That's why when you ignore it and over time retrain and rewire the brain through these behavior towards the suggestions that the brain makes, the brain rewires itself and gets back to behave the way the way it should behave for you, for your gender, and then it eventually caudate nucleus clicks back on to function as it's designed to function. And whenever it comes back, you already have the knowledge of what it is and you won't pay attention to it. And over the years, it eventually subsides. And if it does come back, you know what it is, so it doesn't bother you anymore. Okay. hmm Gangula says, no, sir, I have never seen the loyal girl like her in this generation. Listen, don't say nonsense. You have never seen doesn't mean it's not there. You have never seen. How many things do you see? Do you see everything that is out there? Do you see all the girls? No, you see just a few. And within that few, okay. But she was. She's not anymore. After you talk to her, you find out why she's behaving this way. Then you can decide if she's still loyal to the relationship or not. Otherwise, thinking that she's loyal because at the time when you guys were together in the same city, she was loyal, then this will be her way all her life. No, she, like anything else, changes. Who knows? Maybe she has. So don't fool yourself. If you want to get over this, if it's really bothering you, try to communicate with her, find out the real reason. And once you find out, don't panic. It's all right. She can go and have her own life and nothing ends. The life continues and the opportunities are still out there. And you go and find another girl because you're just 18. You don't really believe me. I was always in love. God knows from which age. Probably 5 year old. I remember we were in Germany. My mother explained it to me that I was 5 year old and we were sitting in some kind of a garden setting with restaurant setting, people having things in different tables, outside area, pleasant area, and I have a memory of it. And there was this cute girl, same age as I was, sitting with her parents. I remember I went very politely in front of their table and politely asked if I could invite her for ice cream. I don't know how I did it because I didn't speak German at 5 years. But anyhow, I took her hand and we went to another table, which was only for the two of us. So, so I assure you, there are so many girls that you will fall in love with all throughout your life. Right now, you're 18. You probably were in love with other girls before. If not, if this is the first one, you will be in love with so many others. And every one of them, you would be 100% convinced that is far better than the previous one. Because why? You're more mature. You know about what you want. You know a little bit more about yourself, and you know a little bit more about what you want in the girlfriend. And as your age gets higher, your expectation goes higher and you have more to offer. So the quality of the girl that you will find and you would be looking for would also change. So this is normal. This is perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be, oh, we get married. No. It's just whatever it is, and that's fine. Find out what the problem is. If it's solvable, solve it. If it's not, say, okay, I wish you well. Have a wonderful whatever it is, and go. That's it. Move on, and you will be fine, and you'll be going after other girls and up and about. Just rest for now. Don't tire yourself. You got something to deal with right now. Anyhow, isn't that cute, guys? You know, every time I lift my cup, I can see Hawaii, my adopted hometown. I love Hawaii, and Hawaiian people are also nice. You know, generally. Okay, now, Chuck, this is that's good advice. I don't know what advice you're talking about, but thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Rajeshwar Dahankar. Rajeshwar Dahankar says, "Hello, sir. So much happy to see you again. Thank you very much. Glad you're here. Says, love to see this channel grow faster as I love to watch your video. Glad, delighted that you enjoy the channel. And if you guys really want to see this channel grow faster, then share the videos you like on your social media. Talk about it on chat lines. Promote the channel somehow. Not too many people know about it. And if you think the contents are good, then do something about it. Like, look, this is like what? Daytime in India, Sunday, and daytime in Europe. We have what? 12 people? 12? 12 people? I mean, I love to help people. I love to share things. I love to get to know you all. But it's really not that motivating, right? So somehow you guys should take leadership and promote this channel. However, you can promote it. Let people know that there's help here, there are information available. Let people know about the site. Let people know about the channel so they can become, subscribers and channel grows and we can reach more people and help more people. All right. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to put a little bit of advertisement for you. So, and I can warm up my tea and I'll be right back. Would that be okay with you guys? Still about 1.5 minutes. Okay. I'll see you guys shortly. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank you very much. Okay, there we are. Hope didn't keep you guys waiting too long. And so, where were we? We were, and Chuckster says, I only joke with you because I know you're funny also. Yeah, I understand that. But and I get it. I get it. But, you know, comparing my tea with piss, it's funny, but not that funny. However, I get it. Wait till I hear you pour your tea. I'll have things to say. Hmm. Chuck said, "Where were you? You said, where are you? Oh, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. Hmm. Okay. So, don't worry. It's all good. I understand. I like good jokes." Lucky Dude says, "Sir, I believe that if I don't react to a thought, then I become that thought. How do I stop this? You don't, because this is bullshit what you just said. If you want to follow bullshit, yeah, okay. And that in the meantime, in the process, you'll go crazy because there's 80, 90,000 nonsense thoughts that is created by the brain daily. If you want to react to every goddamn one of them, you'll be nuts before you know it. Like you'll be faster. You would become a nut much faster than the whole world is becoming a nut due to this the events that is going on, and all the privilege and freedoms are being taken away so somebody can make a buck and then control us, and in the disguise of it's good for you. Yeah, this is what they said. In This is what Hitler said. We do it for your own good. And this is what the slave owners said to the civilized and innocent people who that they enslaved them and say, "Oh, this is for your own good." Fuck you all. What do you mean your own good? Been trying to dominate and control people. And today, this worldwide action is taking place, which I hope somehow legally it will stop before it's too late, that the world, now having come out of the turmoil that it always had with all the dictators and so on, and was able to understand the value of freedom, which we all knew, and thousands of years our ancestors fought for it. And now some weirdos in the world have decided that they own us. So they now want to control us. Unheard of. In this day and age, in this civil world that we think we're so civilized, this is not, and this is nuts. Anyhow, don't get me going on that. And Ditros 12 says 24, I'm hungry. Me too. I have lots of different Me too. I'm lots of different food. I have lots of different food in the fridge. I'm looking forward to have some after this. No, okay. Ditros says 24 mail from Hungary. Thank you for joining us. Is it the first time that we have a guest from Hungary? Uh, mm, maybe because maybe not, but maybe because I don't hear. Uh, at least I haven't heard it for a long time. Anyone joining us from Hungary? Yeah. Rahul says 34 mail India. Says hello, sir. Day 12 today. 12 of what? Fear of separation from. Oh, Rahul, stop this. Don't be fearful. Look, if she's separating from you, she's also, it's not that only you are separated from her, she's also separated from you. Hang in there, hold your horses. You need to accept that this could happen. She may come out and says, I don't want to be with you anymore. That's going to be tough. I understand because you're a man. You think about your honor. Oh, somebody else. She's going to be with somebody else and this and that. So don't go there. That's beyond your control. What is beyond your control, you don't have to take responsibility for it. All you should take responsibility for it and focus on is to be the best father you can be for your daughter. That's all. She makes her own decision, your wife. If she thinks this is best for her, who are you to say it's not? Let her figure it out. That's the decision she makes. She's an adult. She has her own brain. She makes her own decision. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's her mistake. It's not yours. You are willing and available. Okay? But be patient. Don't go to conclusions. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. If it is, well, you've already apologized and you are gonna make sure with your behavior that this will never happen again. But if she wants to be draconian about it and just use it as an excuse to somehow sever the relationship, well, then that's. But generally, it may take a bit of a time when someone's pride has been shattered by that negative behavior of yours, which you have mentioned. So be cool about it. Try to be as gentle but not intrusive. In other words, don't keep follow her, don't keep go after her, don't keep send her message. None, zero, quiet, like you don't exist. Let her feel you don't exist, but you exist for your daughter. Do all the good things you want to do. Be a good father. Through your behavior towards your daughter, she will see the goodness in you and she will come up to the fact that that mistake should not override and overshadow your goodness, who you are. And she will begin to reintegrate and reintroduce you to herself and become more interested again by seeing you, how you interact, how you take your responsibility seriously about your daughter. But do not say anything to her as far as, please come back, I miss you. None of that shit. Nothing. I know you do miss her and all that, but nothing. Nada. Just focus on your daughter. And if it had turned out that she had made up her mind or was looking for an excuse and to sever the relationship, okay, then so be it. You already have apologized and it didn't work. Well, you haven't killed anybody and you're not that bad. So that's her decision. And you still focus on being the best father you can be on your daughter, for your daughter, and that's it. You will move on. At this point, though, there is no sense of thinking about any outcome this way or that way. Just focus on making money, doing your business, be focused on it, be the best father you can be for your daughter, and let life go on and let her see what is life without you. Who knows? Maybe she's really stubborn. She even go out with a couple of guys here and there, now and then, a couple of dates. But she will eventually say, "There's shit. There's nothing in it." Hmm? And don't worry, she's not going to jump into bed with anybody. It's just what she's trying to maybe teach you a lesson or been hurt for a while or whatever reason. If she does something silly, then that's on her, not on you. You can't say, "Oh, because I did this, she did that." No, this doesn't jive. That means she had that some kind of a thought like that, for herself before you even do that. So just be cool about it. Follow your life plans and duties, and then see how it unfolds. And instead, don't keep thinking, 12 days, 13 days. If you do that, you're going to lose on this because you're going to make a mistake. You're going to start begging, and start following, you start calling, and going to fuck it all up. Okay? Just focus on your daughter and let her have the space she has asked for. And if in that space she's going to, make stupid mistakes, that's on her, not on you. You don't have to be her daddy. Oh, I'm going to protect you from doing a mistake. No, leave her alone. None of your business. All right, that's my two bit on that. Yeah, it's very tough for you, but that's okay. That's life. You won't die. Focus on your duty. That's it has to be two ways. If she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it, then she doesn't deserve it. That's it. For now, don't come up to with any conclusions. Just see what happens. Um, Gangilo. I don't really understand what's going on with that. Is that a relationship? How old is the relationship? What kind of relationship? Because it seems to me that I really don't have enough info. It says I don't know if she is doing this because of really shyness or not want others to know about a relationship, but she had said about us to two or there to two or three friends, which are girls, but she hides about a relationship around boys. I don't know. See, there you go, because she's 18 and she wants to get the attention. Every girl wants attention, especially at that age. So she's not going to just say, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." Oh, hi, over. She's not going to say that. So, but whatever it is, it doesn't matter. She's not responding to your text, and stop texting her every day anyhow. Just stop it. Because when the text is so available and it's every day, she doesn't value it anymore. Let her feel that you're not there for a while. Just don't text her for a week. Let's see what happens. If you keep texting her, what interest she has that she should text you? You're texting her anyhow, so that means you're okay. Just don't text for a week and see what happens. If she doesn't respond, don't text at all. If she does, then see what she says. And if it's not something that you want to hear, then tell her, look, what's going on? Yes or no? You don't want to be with me? Okay, fine. And see, I don't have much enough information. I don't know where you are, where she is, how far you guys are. Is it the same country, different country, same town? It's not. I don't know how long you guys been there, so it's kind of difficult to discuss it. If you really like, you can go on my site and make an appointment, and we'll discuss it on Skype one on one. So I don't know what kind of relationship we're talking about. How kind of girlfriend is it if you say she's so shy whenever she sees me to try to come near her and talk, she gets her face full red because of shyness. Well, I don't get it. What kind of a girlfriend boyfriend is it? How long has it been going on? Okay, leave it now. Let's see what happens. Yeah, yeah. I stopped texting her for a week already. So okay, good. Just don't text her. See what happens. Just leave her. Don't text her. Uh, Tetros says I commented only now. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I did answer your question, didn't I? From Hungary. Oh, you did comment. Oh, I see. You did. Oh, it's up here. Oh, I see. Uh huh. No, but you said thank you. Okay. Aha. Aha. I see it now. I see it now. And Death Rose 12 says, hello, sir. My girlfriend. You see what happens when you guys don't offer that little information with your question, then I gotta wait till you send it. And when you send it, I don't know if you had a question or it's just I forget. So do it with your question. Says hello, sir. My girlfriend left me after 6.5 years of relationship for another guy. Well, thanks to your videos, I have found myself. I tripled my salary. Ah, that's my boy. And I became very muscular and better looking. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Says thank you very much. I watch your videos in the hard times and they saved me. Aha, good. Delighted to hear that. Detros. Thank you for sharing. I'm very happy to hear that. That somebody was helped through these videos. Good, good, good. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm delighted that you managed that well because there's so much amazing girls out there and you just focus on building your life and become more capable to provide, have more money and more success. And the girls also are looking for someone who is good character, good manners, and so on, also can provide, and so on. These are very important. So you have a lot to offer, and when you have a lot to offer, there'll be more opportunities from girls that would, be interested to get to know you. And Shubham says, Male 21 India says, I watch your video and I'm doing good, but again, thoughts are coming. Please help me. The thoughts can come. Don't worry. What are you worried about? Look, if thoughts are not coming, we're dead. So thoughts should be coming. How we treat them and pay attention to them, that's a different story. But they can come. I can ignore them. By knowing what is happening, which I've explained it many times, then you'll be relaxed and resting that, okay, I know what this thought is. I know what's happening here. There's a malfunction. I know how it works. So I'm not surprised. Okay, whatever. But I stand my ground. I know what I am. I know what I want to be. I know what I've been. I know what my interests and values are. So I'm protecting that. And these thoughts can go to hell. That's it. And you focus on whatever it is you got to do. Through knowledge, you will handle whatever it is that is annoying you. Rahul says, watching your videos to gain the strength to move on. At one point, feeling good, and at other feelings, devastated and lost in my life. Yeah, it's normal because usually you are afraid of losing something that you don't want to lose. So that fear is actually what makes you upset rather than actually losing her and then going on finding another one. That would be a manageable thing. But the fear of what's going to happen, she's coming back or not, that's the problem. Don't fall for that. Just do your best as we talked about, and then whatever happens, you deal with it. Rajeshwar the Hankar says, Sir, I'm 22, male India. I want to know about you. Like, how did acquire so much knowledge? Oh, um, some reason other than age, of course, maybe some life incident. No, it's basically everybody has a calling, and that calling is not always apparent when you're very young. It takes certain things to do, and then eventually universe puts you in that, when you're ready, in that path, as you should have always been. But you couldn't be in that path if you hadn't done the stuff that you had to do before. You become more and more uh, knowledgeable and interested about exploring and researching on this, that you become good at and you can help people. Yeah, I always had this kind of a ability of being able to dissect things and deliver things and make sense out of things or explain it, explore it better since I was very young. Maybe since I was 16 or 17. Yeah. And I didn't have much knowledge then, just naturally I had that interest. And then through years, many things happened. I had to be very responsible, and by nature I was. And one thing led to the other. And then when I got divorced myself, I analyzed further and further. And when my son wanted to break up with his girlfriend, then we'd had discussions, and he told me that these discussions are very helpful to me. And so I thought there must be lots of other young men out in the world that they're breaking up with their girlfriends, and maybe I can help share these stuff with them as well. And it was time to make videos on YouTube. And so I started that, talking about how to deal with ex wife, and how to be cordial and positive, how to create a positive environment if you have children, how to deal with each other in front of the children. And these few videos were getting interest by people around the world. And someone in Germany that I helped, that his wife had left him, and he had a 8-year-old child, son, and he was missing him. So I worked with him for a while, and apparently he felt good. And then I didn't hear from him for a couple of months. And then 2, 3 months later, I got an email from him, and he said, "I want to give you a gift. I wanted to say hello and thank you and give you a gift." And the gift was a link. He says, "I think a man like you can do a lot with this." And I had studied Aikido in university and very interested in movement of mind and meditation, mind and body coordination, and the whole thinking and understanding more about our own inner activities of the brain and our behavior and so on. And so I opened the link, and the link was about Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti and his findings and explorations of the psyche and the movement of the mind. So I wanted more information than what I had learned in martial arts and meditation, so on. So when I opened this link, it was like fish to water. Like for me, it was like, this is what I've been looking to get. So I couldn't get enough. I would come home from work from early on in the afternoon. I would come home till maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I would watch Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti's lectures, discussions, interviews with psychologists and quantum physics professors, that they would gather around him from around the world and ask questions of him and discussion about different topics. And he would lecture about different things in his separate programs of lecture about the movement of the psyche. What are his thoughts? How is it put together? What about consciousness? Relationship between the two? What is desire? What is fear? What is ego and order, mechanical process, material process, and all these things. And to me, it was like years of researching this. I never read any of his books, but I watched pretty much almost maybe every interview and lecture of his on internet. And then I would walk along the beach for, I don't know, for hours at nights, late at nights, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would contemplate on what I heard on the lectures, on discussions and explorations that he talked about. I would listen to it, some of the ones that I wanted to listen again and again and again, and I would analyze, I would try to understand. And this has started many, many years ago. This is now the 12th year of, or 10th, 11th year of the channel. So the combination of my studies in university in Aikido and martial arts and mind and body coordination and meditation and behavior and movement of the consciousness, the psyche, with the experiences I had in life in different paths since youth and then life itself, and writing things and making notes of the things that were interesting to me to write and talk about or analyze, and then introduced to Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti's work and analyzed his work and listened and tried to understand over and over, thousands of hours, literally thousands of hours every day. It's like I couldn't wait till I get home and start watching the stuff that I wanted to explore further on his discussions. And then combination of all these and my personal abilities helped me to deliver his stuff, which were difficult to understand, in a way that I could sew it together and maneuver it and present it and deliver it in a more, maybe easier, understandable way. And not as good as Jiddu Krishnamurti, but of course not, but uh, in a way that laymen could understand, because I had processed it so long and so much, and I've added so many different angles and explanations that it could now be understood easier. When you look at Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti's lectures, he sometimes is so cute. He sometimes gets a little bit frustrated if people can understand what he's talking about. And so I try to, learn the stuff that he's teaching and contemplate and then maybe deliver it in a little bit different way. So then here we are. It can help with many different aspects of life, relationships, breakups, how to move on, how to be positive, how to find happiness, how to deal with OCD, which was a different research through neuroscience, neuroscientists, neurosurgeries, experiences that I had to research to find more knowledge about the roots of OCD, and then from teachers like Dr. Schwartz and Dr. Phillipson and Dr. Owen and their experiences. And so I studied those, researched those, and then to be able to understand both ends and how the psyche works from meditation and from Jiddu Krishnamurti's work, from neuroscience and neurosurgeries and experiments that the famous uh, neurosurgeons and neuroscientists had done, I was able to bring all these together and use them to help different points of this so many different topics. So uh, here we are. In a nutshell, that I think answers your questions, I hope. That's why our channel and our discussions are a little, or maybe more than a little, different than many other people who are trying to help people on YouTube or their therapists and whatnot. It's different from their approach. It's a rather holistic, not just a certain text way of approaching it. And so maybe that is why many of you identify with and understand it, because it's just about how the nature of our psyche works, plus the science of neuroscience, plus the how the psyche moves, plus the meditation and then the energy of the universe and so on. So altogether, it's kind of makes us humans to be able to identify with the remedy as close as we ourselves are made out of: the energy, the science, the movement of the mind, and the psyche, and the meditation, and the nature of ours, along with the nature of the universe and nature of the nature. So then it would make sense when I can combine and deliver it to help with the challenges that you might be facing, or every one of us, even myself included. Often I think about my own challenges and problems and try to see how I can help myself by understanding more from the things that I have researched and learned and experienced in life. So you can find my book on mindthatseekstruth.com, especially the book Me, My Psyche, and I. I really think that book has a lot to offer, 360 pages, and the real paper version of it is available. It's expensive because it's heavy and it's shipping and all that. Otherwise, you can go on the site and pick it up for a song on the what is it, ebook version of it. And there's of course Transient Thoughts and Me, another book, and then Breakup Pain Handbook. It's another book that you can all find them on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Or if you want to make an appointment with me to have a consultation on Skype, by all means, go ahead, make a reservation for an hour, and I will throw in another hour for new clients. We'll have 2 hours on that session to explore what's concerning you one on one on Skype. All right. That was a big question and a long term answer. So, uh, Rajeshwar Dehankar, that was your question, I believe. Gangila says, I and my girlfriend meet in college, but when I go to meet her, she's shy and give me vibe of don't come inside the class. But she wants me to come. She is so much shy. Also, we are in private relationship. I don't know if she is doing this because of really shyness or not want others to know about a relationship, but she had said about us to the two, three friends. Okay. Relationship around boys. Okay. We got that. We read that, I guess. Um, Rahul says, I will not take initiative to call her. Let her call Mina. I'm getting angry towards her now. Don't. Don't get angry because once she calls you and you spit out shit, that's not good. Just even if you're angry, you pretend you don't care. When she calls, you just answer the phone normally. No, oh, how have you been? Where are you? I was looking for your phone call. None of that. And no, why did you call sooner? What are you doing? What's the meaning of this? None of that shit. Just she calls, you pick up the phone and say hi or whatever, and she says something and see what she says. Say, just conversation. What she says, answer. And just say, I hope everything is working out for you. That's it. Have a good day. After initial chat, don't linger it. When she finished talking, she says, okay, I understand. Thank you for calling. I hope you have a good day and things work out for you. Take good care. Bye bye. Now she feels like, oh, she's losing you because she called and you talked, but then you ended the call. Okay. Random says 16, currently in Pakistan, but about to move to Canada very soon. Mehran, I don't know why, but now I'm getting urges to do things I don't want to do. It's so weird. It's giving me severe anxiety. You don't want to do, you will never do it because you're the boss. Brain is not the boss. Brain suggests, like other people suggest, hey, you want to have some crack? No. And even they say, oh, it's really good. It makes you feel good. No. Because as long as you don't do it, you don't do it. The brain cannot make you do anything. Okay. So it's one thing that it could tell you that you want to do it. It's another thing. It said, my values tells me certain things I don't do. Doesn't matter. You know, doesn't matter. That's my values. That's how I rule my life, you say. And that's the end of it. You don't have to be anxious about anything. You have to do anything you don't want to do. Gangila. Oh, what happened? Ooh. We've got so many questions, but there's 11 people here. Where did these questions come from? Are you guys putting questions and leaving? What the hell is going on? Gaurav says 29 male Canada. Oh my goodness. Canadian, eh? Says, how are you? What changed in your life in your 30s as compared to 20s? What advice do you have for the people of the generation? As I said, my advice is always the same. Live in such a way that you will enjoy it two times. One, when you do it, when you see it, when you decide it, when you attend to it, when you do it, experience it. Two, when you think about it and you're pleased about the way you behaved, you did what you did, decided what you decided. So always think deep and judge well. So whatever it is that you decide to do, whatever that you end up doing now will be the right thing for you to do. And then later on, when you get older, when you look back and remember what you did, you will also be proud of the way you did it. Then you will enjoy that life and what you did two times. Okay. Gangila says, thank you so much, sir. You're quite welcome. MD Samir Khan says, sir, would you please tell me how many taken for you to recover from OCD? Oh, I had OCD since childhood, all kind of things. Touch the door 10 million, touch the light, turn it off and on. Oh, it was crazy. And then clean this so many times, wash my hands so many times, all, all kinds of shit. And then all the other kind of things, HOCD, responsibility OCD, all kinds of, until the knowledge. But I was old school. I would never, you know, give into bullshit. I would try to find out, why am I touching this light switch 5 minutes? What does it do? And I try to analyze for myself, or check this stove before I leave, or lock the door 5 times. And so I examine all these things in order to, educate myself, and then understand how I can train my brain, help my brain to, you know, repair itself, to correct itself, and pay attention to what I'm doing, and so on. So knowledge will help you to not be afraid of what's happening and understand it, and then help the brain to help itself and repair itself. But when you're old school like me, nothing can actually shake you. It bothers you like any other person, but it can't make you believe that something could ever happen to you, because you're rooted in what it is that you want or you don't want. And you have that, you protect that. So by protecting it, even though all kinds of suggestions and malfunction and images and so on shows up, which is totally what HOCD is, but because you are protecting your values, they can't affect you until you get enough information how to get rid of it and stop the images or the thoughts process. But until then, you just don't get fooled, because you're rooted in something that you are trying to protect. You know that you should protect yourself, that there are attacks that could come. You won't be so simple to believe, because you don't know that the brain is not you. You're not the brain. So you believe what the brain says, because you think the brain is you. So what it suggests, you tend to you tend to believe. And that's the problem. But for me, being the way that the era that I was born, somehow we were so, had a different kind of a understanding of the, of what is right for me and what is not. But nowadays there's so many statics and so many unnecessary information that fills the brain of the children from childhood, that they don't need to be focused or aware of those things. There's so much unnecessary information is placed in their heads by throughout discussions of things that are not necessary for them to be exposed to, that they they're no longer having this focus on that not everybody is like what is out there. Everybody is unique, and they would have to protect themselves for what they are, rather than be open to whatever the shit that is going to be suggested by other people or by their own brain. So that was the difference. But nevertheless, it always harms and hurts and bothers and annoys everybody. And the knowledge of what's happening, the malfunction, the broken part of the basal ganglia and the striatum, caudate nucleus, and the whole amygdala and protection end of it, anxiety, understanding all that helps every one of us, old school or not old school, to learn what it is and not to be afraid of it, and deal with it, and retrain the brain, help the brain to be retrained through neuroplasticity, and bring it back to health, or at least know what is happening, so it won't be bothersome, or at least won't be creating anxiety or fear. Rhino Gaetano says, "Hello, sir. Yesterday I couldn't attend all the live because I fell asleep. Well, yeah, I have that effect on people. Says I'm a 19-year-old male from Italy. Ah, buongiorno. Come stai? Eh? Must be morning there, right? Yeah, must be like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And says, and my last serious relationship ended what? A year ago? 1 year ago. 1 year ago. There's a little thing here. Oh yeah, 1 year ago. And Bryna says I had 3 serious relationships in my life, and other and after all the experiences I had, I can't stop asking myself, are we a monogamous species as human beings, or is it more a social interpretation? Well, generally speaking, this whole business of monogamy and all that, it's something that by rules and traditions we came up with it. Otherwise, in the caveman time, there was no marriage or this and that. That's was caveman time. You find a girl, you have sex, and you may be having children together, then you move on and you may separate. There's no understanding of much of it. Maybe some instinctive you will try to provide and all that, but then you would also have another relationship with another woman, and then often the woman would have relationship with another, not because she would maybe instigate, but because the caveman would find her, and you know so by nature we're not. By culture and supposedly civility and sense of responsibility, we are. These are the modern times behavior, but maybe from like uh, you know maybe 5,000 years ago. But in 5,000 years ago, the kings had many wives, and it was okay, right? And now even the kings can't have many wives. So it's all not by nature, by tradition and customs and rules that we've come up with. Uh, Good or bad, I don't know. Some ways it's good because you create a family relationship and you back each other up, support, get to know each other. But the bad thing is that they all grow up different ways and they separate, and somebody gets hurt in there. There was a study in Belgium, apparently out of Belgium. When I was teaching Aikido, I had a student, she was from Belgium. And I think she brought that study. And when the conversation was, sometimes after class, we would gather in some coffee shop, and we would discuss uh, nature, key energy, meditation, so on, and we just chit chat after class. And I think she brought this up that there was an article, and I saw the, or maybe I read the article in some magazine that anyhow it was from Belgium that says usually um, the duration of a relationship is 4 years. After that, they want to separate and go on their merry way. I, I don't know. In some cases, it's true. In some cases, not. Of course, nowadays that we are creatures of habit, and so from thousands of years ago, this business of monogamy has become part of our culture, even though if it wasn't at the caveman's time, but it is now what we are. We have the habit of wanting that because our parents had it, their fathers had it for generations. That's how it was. Have a family, be together, stay together, protect each other, and have honor for each other, and be sensitive toward each other. All these things is kind of acquired traits, not necessarily uh, how it was naturally for human being. These are um, mm, traditions and customs, pretty much. result of that. Anyhow, that's the 2 bit I have on that. Alexandra Pushkarova. That must be a lady. Pushkarova. Usually, I think when there's a va over, there must be a lady. Let's see. I can't see the thumbnails. Oh, it is a girl. It is a woman. Okay. Says, hi, Mihan. Did you change my name right now? I'm a Mihan now. I thought I was Mehran. Mehran. Now it's Meehan. Thank you. Then I'm going to call you something else. Palaxandra. How about that? Says, hi, Mihan. Alexander 25, Europe. Europe? Is Europe a country? Where? Come on now, be more specific. In a contact with 29-year-old man since August. Okay. We met 3 times since September. At the end of the date, always me initiating physical contact. Oh, lucky guy. He is. You must like him. Says, why men would be so shy? No, depends on the man. There are many things. He may feel he may not get your reaction according to his wishes. In other words, he's afraid maybe if she comes to kiss you, you may back out, and that could put him away from his intention to be close to you. So he doesn't want to do something that you may reject him. But if you have seen him 3 times, that means first time he had a chance to evaluate, and you had a chance to evaluate. You liked him. He hasn't shown physical touch towards when you guys want to go away from your date. But second time, he also evaluated, and you also expressed physical contact. A third time, he should have picked up the cue and should have come for a serious kiss. Maybe he's still afraid. I don't know who is fitter or who is aesthetically, let's say, hotter than the other one. So I don't know if he's very good looking or you're very good looking, that he's intimidated, or you like him for one reason or even if he's not good looking. So you express your emotions, but he's not so good looking, and he feels like if he responds vigorously or warmly, he maybe seem needy or something. He's maybe scared of that. But he's 29-year-old and you're 25. Again, I don't have enough information as far as what you guys discussed, how you guys connected on consciousness level, what are your compatible points to see if you guys to make any kind of a judgment, or how you guys look like as just an observer towards each other, as far as why is he shy. Maybe you're so good looking that he's afraid to do anything wrong. Maybe he's trying to keep his posture to lure you by not showing interest because he's really interested but doesn't want you to know. So he doesn't do anything now that you're making the physical contact towards the end. So he says, well, she's doing it anyhow. Let me not reciprocate, so she'll be more enticed. So she'll be more hungry for me, that I will have a posture of that I'm not needy. Maybe in his heart, he's just going, I wish I could hold her, hug her or something. But he's trying to play a good game. If you guys are bonding on consciousness level and on physical level, then he's an idiot. if he hasn't responded, enough. And anyhow, where are you from and where is he from? Maybe it's cultural, but again, I don't know that. So maybe you want to put that in and then I'll take a look at it. Akash New Pain says, my girlfriend told me that she met a guy who was very cute than you. He was so handsome. He touched me. I felt something current on myself. His perfume is still smelling to me. She told this to me, and I was like, okay, cool. Just ignored it. But she was like, more going on. I don't know if she was kidding or what. But in return, I also said that I also met a girl. She was beautiful. I talked with her. She was so uh, she was so where is it? She was so beautiful. I asked about her home address only this much, and now she's like upset with me, like in crying mode. I don't know if she was just kidding with me before, but when I said about this, she's upset. Serves her right. If she wants to fool around and make you feel jealous, then you did the same. So she's upset, so beautiful. I asked about her home. Okay, you said that. I don't know why she's kidding or I said about this. Okay. Upset and I don't know what I did wrong. Please help me solve. Please, should I say that whatever I said was fake, or should I try to know what if the thing she said was real or fake? Well, you just tell her, listen, why are you so sad? Obviously, you liked the guy who touched you and smelled good. So you're good. Obviously, you're going to leave me. And so I'm lucky that I met this girl because maybe now that I see you don't like me anymore, you like somebody else, I can maybe call her. And she says, no, I was joking. I didn't mean it. And you say, why do you do that? If you really like me, why do you want to give me some kind of, don't I show you enough attention? Why do you play this game? And for the same reason, I did the same. What I said was also a joke. Nothing like that happened. That's the end of it. But first, give her the thing that, well, why are you upset? I mean, you found a guy that you like, and obviously you like him very much. You still remember how he touched you and smells good. So what can I say? I'm just, I guess, lucky that I had a chance to meet some other girl. So you're gonna leave me? Well, I can't help it. It's you're a free woman. That's it. And let's see what she says. If she says no, it was all bullshit, then says, well, if so was mine. But don't do that again because I don't like it. That's the end of it. Aman says, hey, Mehran. Hello, Aman. Alexandra says, Mehran. Oh, yes, thank you for correcting my name. And Alexandra says, yes, sorry, Mehran. I'm from Slovakia. Uh-huh. And he's from Netherlands. Uh-huh. And where did you meet him? Are you in Netherlands or he is in Slovakia? Okay, I'll check that answer later. In the meantime, go back to Aman. Aman says, male 20 India. Thank you for that, Aman. It says, you're looking like Dwayne Johnson. Do I? Dwayne Johnson's got bulging biceps. My biceps, let's see, they're not bulging. Oh, it could be bulging. I haven't gone to the gym for a while because these bastards didn't let me go to the gym because I didn't want to have this thing in here. So I made them to give my money back. So I used to go to the gym every night after 11:30, but I haven't gone for like 4 or 5 days, and it pisses me off. But I had some little home little thingies. I did some workout, at least kind of something. But anyhow, thank you. And Aman says, I always get girl who cheat and leave soon. You got to find a different way of qualifying them. Says, I feel like now I'll get only this kind of girl, there's uh, and there's any problem with me. No, there's not a problem. Just get what you can and enjoy. So the ones who come and then go, okay, let them go, and the next, and then eventually, through the process of elimination, you will find the right one. uh, and Rhino says, Grazy, what? Says grazie, Meron. Ottimo italiano. When I was a little boy, we used to travel to Europe every year with my parents. I mean, with my mom and my brother. My dad at the time was a legal advisor to KLM, and so we every year we traveled to Europe. And when he could, then he would join us. But mostly it was my mom and my brother, my older brother. And so I remember one trip with my dad and mom and my brother and my uncle. My uncle, of course, not real uncle, but my dad's best friend. We called him uncle. And his wife was Italian. And we were in, I believe, in Venice. Venice, was it? Or somewhere close to the water, of course. And then they brought lobster for lunch. We were all sitting together with my uncle and his wife, and my mom and dad and my brother. And I was very young. I think I was maybe 5, 6 years old or maximum. And then I knew just a few words. And I would remember I said, Santa, Santa, Santa. When the Santa came, I still thought what I want, Santa is part of that sentence to be said. So I said, Santa, Santa, Santa. When the Santa came, I said, Santa per favore acqua minerale. And my uncle, whose wife is Italian and he speaks perfect Italian, my father spoke Italian as well. And he said, he just told him, waiter, 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 bring me acqua minerale. As if waiter, the Santa is part of the my request. Anyhow, it was for me. It was later on, years later, I found out what I had said that day. But so Italy, we used to travel there. I have good memories. I remember in Venice, my mom would give me money to buy some feed for the birds. And apparently, I was not just feeding the birds, I was also eating it myself because my mom says that I saw you keep turning around, that I can't see you. And then I come and I saw you eating this. Anyhow, that's the story for Venice and Italy. And I love Italy. It's just the whole warmth and. But in my adulthood, I haven't gone to Italy. I've gone to Germany, France, England, and other places, but not Italy, which I think I'm missing that. Let's see. Marcel Casimir. Bonjour. Bonjour. It must be jour there now. Bonjour, Marcel says, Dear Mehran, what do you think? Does it mean anything if the ex keeps liking family members' photos and follow them on social media? Family members? Pourquoi non? Why not? Family members. Social media is a kind of a disease for all of us. We're conditioned to think that this is our social life. You know, every moment it's like something to do. Before people would smoke, now we just do this. We check social media, we check email, we check Facebook, we check this and that, so forth. And then we click on like because we think if we look at it and we don't react, maybe impolite. Because my friend has put something up, so I support her or I support him by clicking on liking that picture. And also, I also want to reciprocate because they've liked maybe my pictures or what I put up. So if they see that many people have liked their picture, their post, but I'm not one of them, then maybe they get to think that I don't care. So what? It's a family. What do you care? Why are you so sensitive about it, Marcel? Don't forget again, guys. I don't remember how old you guys are. So every time you have a question, please do include your, your credentials, like age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Alexandra says, yes. Sorry, Meran. I'm from Slovakia and he's from Oh, yeah, okay. That we dealt with. But any new information? Not there. Alexandra says, we are both in Netherlands. Okay, look, you're a girl, you're a lady, you know how to play it. If the guy is not really reciprocating and trying to make it look like that he doesn't need to and wants you to approach so he can have the upper hand rather than being honest with his feelings and he wants to play a game, pull back. Just pull back. Next time when you see him on a date, don't go for physical contact at the end. Do not go kiss him on the cheek or whatever it is that you do. Don't. Just say, okay, see you next time. And turn around and go. Do not say, okay, see you next time. And like if you're waiting for something, okay, see, no. So, okay, thanks for the, I don't know, dinner, lunch, or I had fun and hope you have a good tomorrow. Bye bye. Turn around and go. That's it. Then he'll get the understanding that either you reciprocate with the graciousness of Alexander that comes and holds your hand or hugs you or kiss you or whatever, or, what the hell? You're not going to get me to think that you're better than me and you don't care or you're not initiating. So he either gets the message that that's not going to happen, if that is his intention. And if it's not his intention, but still you've already shown him the way that it's open, it's okay for you to come and hug me. And if he doesn't do it, then you shouldn't do it anymore. Stop that. Don't hold his hand when you're walking. Let him initiate it. Teach him that there are certain things that you want your male friend, your man, to do, rather than if you keep putting yourself available to him, that's how he's going to treat you, that he's better than you and you got the hots for him, and he'll get that kind of a unnecessary overconfidence that you initiated and you made it for him. So train him a little bit and make him a little bit hungry, just do whatever you do to prepare yourself when you go out, but no more physical contact. Just be friendly as you always are, but when you're talking, don't touch him or don't initiate physical contact. When you leave, when you finish saying goodnight, the date, you don't have to hug him. If he doesn't approach, don't. You're a warm girl, you're a lady, your culture is warm, and perhaps their culture is not as warm as yours, but he can learn it. If there's a girl that he likes, then he better behave in the way that you have shown him. If he doesn't, then well, he's a little bit thick, and he will learn it when you deny him what you've been offering him for nothing. All right, guys. And so we have Lantern Swamp says, Hi, Meran. 27, San Francisco, California. Says, have been talking to a girl, 21, for 2 years, since 19 years old, and you were 25. Okay. Long distance. Damn it, what this whole business of long distance is. What does it get you? Bullshit. You get used to the girl, you become loyal, and then she finds somebody else and she's gonna go sleep with the guy and you're gonna get brokenhearted. For what? 2 years long distance. Let's read the rest. She's traveling to see me this December. Ah, okay. 2 years for the first time. She has never dated or been in love before. Okay. Where is she from? Where is she from? She tells me I'm perfect for her. I'm the only person she's chosen, chose and comfortable with. She tells me she likes me a lot and finds me very attractive. She talks about the future as well, but doesn't know if she feels romantic love. She's certain she would feel more romantically in person, but sometimes she doubts and acts non romantic and friendly instead because she doesn't want to lose the control. Because obviously, she's expressed all these uh, kind words to you that you're perfect, you're good looking, she likes you, and all that so forth. But then at the same time, she sometimes wants to pull back, and when she pulls back to preserve her dignity, so to speak, because she still doesn't know, or you didn't tell me how much you, let her know about your feelings about her. She wants to preserve her, her dignity, and at that point, you become needy and you become insecure. That she's not doing it anymore. She's not showing me all that, kindness and smiley and warmth. So I'm feeling insecure now. Don't. She's just doing it balanced way. She's giving you all the good stuff, and at the same time, she wants to keep her uh, dignity to the point that you won't feel she's so ready and cheap and willing to, be there for you. You still have something to prove. That's what she's hopefully, probably is trying to do. And so, is there a hope that she'd actually feel romantic love? It's a waste of time. Well, how can you ask me that? I mean, how could I know? You guys haven't even seen each other. You haven't seen each other in action as far as interaction with the real world. Like if you go to tea or coffee, you can see how both of you can see how each of you interacts with public, with events, with things, and that's how you get to know each other. Through internet, it's like everybody's spiffied up on their best behavior for an hour or so, laughs and keeps cool and all that. It's safe. There is no everybody on their best behavior. There's nothing has happened. They're not upset at each other. Nothing. No. no interactions outside of the discussion. So nothing to know. But if she's so open to tell you that she likes you and all these things, where is she from? Where is she coming from? You didn't say that. Sweden, north. She's coming from Sweden. Well, well, I guess you got to see her and see how you guys interact. Hopefully, you're not living with your parents, because that'd be awkward. I mean, it wouldn't be enough privacy for you guys to get to know each other. And just make sure don't start being fresh right after, right when you see her. Just be a bit, gentlemanly until she feels comfortable enough. So just, yeah, hold off. And is she Swiss or is she from somewhere else but lives in Switzerland or Sweden? Was it? What is it? Sweden, was it? Where did you say? Sweden. Yeah. Is she Swedish or is she living from somewhere else? And Dosti says, "Hello, Meran. How are you, my friend? Hello, dear. Good to see you." And we have who else we have? We have XXX000. I believe that means hug, 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 and kiss, 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 or no, kiss, 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 hug, hug, hug. Okay, that's hard to say. Everybody say it. Kiss, 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 hug, hug, hug. Okay, I guess that's what it is. It says, I met, and of course, she furnishes this information later on. 25 female US. Where in US? Well, are you guys nuts? Like US is what? Couple of states? 50 states. Which part of the US? Anyhow, it's kiss, 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 hug, 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 says 25 female US. And she says, I met my ex in college. He cheated during my senior year. I decided to take him back. He moved to my state where I began graduate school. I struggled with balancing school and him, so we broke up while living in same apartment. Then we moved to separate apartments, but same complex. Says, I know, crazy. Okay, good that you know that. He's still hopeful for relationship in future. I told him I will be dating and open to other guys while he gets himself together. But you didn't tell me why you guys broke up and what do you mean he gets himself together. But I wonder if I should give him hope or move on and tell him to do the same. Not sure how to move on. You're already going, you said you're going to go out with other guys, and you're telling me you don't know how to move on? What does that mean? You're not moving on if you're dating other guys? What the hell is that? Or did you just say that to him to create independence and make it clear that you guys are not together anymore? Or are you actually going or intend to go out with others? And then it depends on what your intention is. If you have no intention to keeping on ice, then don't tell him that we may have a relationship later. You know if you want him or not. You already know that. But you're saying Maybe I will because at the moment I don't want him, but I also don't want to lose him. So I want to string him along in case I didn't find anybody better when I try to go out with others. Then I want to at least have him, so it gives me confidence when I go out with other people. And if they don't work out and they're not good enough, I will always come to him because I seem to think and to know that he's got the hots for me and he will now uh, be a good little boy. So are you trying to have one in the inventory, use him to boost your ego when you go out with others, and at the same time to be sure that you have him in case things didn't work out? That's why you don't want him to move on. That's why you tell him that there's maybe hope, we will get back when he straightened himself out. What does that mean anyhow? What has he done? What caused the breakup? See, there are lots of things I don't know. Kiss, kiss, hug, hug, hug. Come on now, what the hell? I can't call you any. What's your name? All right. um, in your discussion, it seems to me that you do want to move on, and you told him that. But now you're asking me how to move on. Not sure how to move on. I don't know if you really want to move on or you don't want to move on. In your discussion, you expressed that you told him you're open to other guys. Was that a lie or is it true? And if it is, then that means you're ready to move on. You're moving on anyhow. I'm a little bit confused here, let alone that guy. What have you done to him? Tell the truth. What did you do? What has he done that he needs to straighten up out? Akash Neupane. Is it a Filipino name? Sir, I don't know if my girlfriend don't respect me or what, because she don't do the things she said I will do. For example, I asked her a picture of her hand and she agreed, but later on she didn't send. She said, I felt bored to click. What? You want a picture of her hand? Obviously, you're showing lots of sexual neediness and she's feeling it. Don't be like that. Don't ask her for a picture of her hand. If you want a picture, where is she? Are you guys not in the same city? Are you in a long distance relationship? Is it a real girlfriend or a virtual girlfriend? What's going on? What do you mean respect? How old are you? Just because she doesn't do something she said, I don't know if that really means she doesn't respect you, or why do you want her to respect you? How are you behaving with her? How are you treating her? What is this respect coming? How old are you? Why are you so after this respect business? She's equal to you, isn't she? So give me a little bit more info. I don't know really what the story is. You guys, please. I may be that good, but I'm not that good. I mean, I gotta know info. And says, I felt before to click or not before, I guess, to click. Other example is like she will say the things, okay, I will do that, but later on she comes with excuses why she didn't do it and get so mad at what? At the please tell what should I do? Nothing. Just don't ask her to do anything. Don't expect anything. Don't even call her. Let her feel that you're not happy with the way things are. And obviously, you guys are very young, I think. And you expect her to, with her attention, to make you a man. I don't know how old you are. You didn't tell me. I need those things before I can go on. Otherwise, waste of time. All right. Akash says she could say no at the beginning, though if she don't want to send, but She says, okay, but okay, it's a long distance, and you don't get hung up on if she doesn't want to send it, the hell with it. Don't even want it. You're making her to be a goddess of some kind because you obviously you don't have you want sex, you want intimacy, and you're settling for a picture of her hand. At least ask for something more substantial, like the whole face and you know. Anyhow, Rahul says, "Sir, learning lessons of guitar. Only my thoughts are making me unstable. Fuck your thoughts. Whatever makes you unstable, just fuck it. Leave it. Don't focus on it. What thoughts? Why are you so hung up on her? If a woman doesn't want you, you shouldn't want her. That's it. It's two-way street. The first rule for a woman to like you or you like a woman should be that she likes you, that she wants to be with you. If she's playing game or if she's not interested, then don't be interested until she's interested. You just be a gentleman. So right now, forget about the thoughts. Do your thing. Learn your guitar. You're not learning it for her. You're learning it for you and for your child. So focus on that. Kiss 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 Hug 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 says we broke up because he couldn't handle me managing grad school and felt neglected. Uh-huh. No boast. No boost. I would be with him this day if he never cheated. Uh-huh. Okay, look. Kiss, 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 hug, hug, hug. For God's sake, give me a name. By the time I say that, it'll be my tea will be cold. Look, he's a guy, senior in university. He has a girlfriend, and there's so many other girls, all pretty probably there. And it's the height of his testosterone amount. It's not abnormal to do that in university. I know it hurts. I know it's not the right thing when your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever the relationship is, cheats. It's terrible. I understand that. But understand, how old was he? 22, and been with you for I don't know how long. And this is the time that he has all the chance to maybe have another experience. And perhaps you wanted to have another experience too. Or maybe you did before him. Maybe he didn't do before you, or not enough. And it's university. It's very challenging as far as controlling your hormones for a guy at that age. So it's really, yes, it's cheating. I accept it's bad, definitely, no doubt about it. But it's like saying this person stole some food, but he's been hungry for a while and he comes from the desert, maybe. He didn't really steal, he satisfied his hunger. So, yes, he cheated and that was bad. I'm not going to come up with any excuses for him. But it's university. He's hungry. Men, boys are hungry. We are all hungry at that time. We never have enough in university, and that's the only chance before we kind of grow up and go into the, workplace, and that we hope to have as many girlfriends as possibly we can. Not necessarily numbers, but at least a few sexual experiences. And don't think that this is the character of the guy just because of the university experience. Maybe it is, you know better, but not necessarily. So don't be so Titanic. If it's a real relationship and then you guys are living together and he does that, it's a different level of relationship. University, okay, girlfriend, it happens often. It's not like to be so sticky about it, as bad as it is. I'm not denying that. But you got to understand where it happened. You know, what age, when, what was the situation? If it happens now that you guys are living together, yeah, that's awful. You tell him, okay, bye bye. You know, you're more protective of your ego and what you think it meant to you as a persona, as a person, than what he has done. Again, no denying it's not a good thing that he has done. But I think you're being a little bit. It was college, you know, and trying to punish someone for the same a crime two, three, four times is not fair. You broke up with him because he did that. That was the punishment. You got back with him and now break up with him because he cheated then. That's two times punishment for the same crime. That's not the right way of handling something. Either you forgot, you forgave the guy or not. If you didn't, why did you take him back? Why is he was he living with you in the same apartment? If you did forgive him, then you can't be using the same goddamn crime that in the past for a new punishment every time that you don't feel like he's not doing the right thing. He can't handle it or whatever. Okay, you're going to grad school and he couldn't handle it. Obviously, that compensates for his mistake then that he cheated on you. Now he's so hung up on you that he can't even handle that you're going to grad school. Hmm? Maybe you're being too harsh on him. Maybe not. I don't know. There's so much I don't know. Maybe if you like to go and make an appointment with me on Skype, mind at sixtruth.com, and then I'll add another hour to it. We'll have 2 hours to explore what's going on. Otherwise, this is the extent of what I can share with you because I don't know enough things. There's so many things interactively I want to ask you and get information. This would go on for an hour. It will be just not a live stream. It would be, there's so much here that one can consider. Anyhow, that's pretty much as we can go on it here. And Kevin says, hello, sir. I'm feeling better now. Suffered from HOCD before, and I feel great now. Good for you. You will know that anytime if it happens again, you will feel great again once you know how to deal with it. So don't ever panic or lose sleep on it. It's a malfunction of the brain. Don't worry about it. Akash says, 19-year-old. Okay, thank you. Says, I treated her good. You're 19 years old, okay? I forgot the story. When you guys don't give me that information, I forget what the story was. And is it a long distance or what is it, Akash? She doesn't respect you and all that. Forget it. You're 19 years old. What respect do you expect from the girl? She's probably 18, 19, or 20 herself. What is this respect hung up on you? It's your culture that you see that respect is so important for the elders. And now at age 19, you want some girlfriend respect you by doing everything she says and percent. Just give up that bullshit for now. Be a guy and be a good boyfriend. And don't take it so seriously. I know it's hard for us at any age to not take a relationship with a girl seriously, but cool off. Don't expect it. If you put her into that kind of a pressure, she wouldn't think that this is a pressure from a boyfriend. She would think it's a pressure from her parents. Like same thing that they had, grabbed her, confined her to certain rules and behavior, and she having a boyfriend so she doesn't have to comply to all that shit. She wants to be free.
So give her a leeway. Don't expect her to be so precise and so this, because if she doesn't, that means I'm not important, I'm not respected, I'm a man. Culturally, I have to be dominant. Don't give that shit a moment right now. It's not the time for it. It's time to be a nice boyfriend, to give her freedom to feel that she can trust you, to come to you and be herself. And maybe she doesn't want to be so responsible right now. You're not married, and even if you were at this age, it was a mistake. It was too early anyhow. So let her breathe. Don't expect so much from her. So she says that she'll do it, but she won't do it. So big deal. Say it's okay, honey. I know you forgot. It doesn't matter. It's a big deal. If the only way that you feel respected and important is by her doing things as she tells you, well, you got a problem. The problem is you haven't accomplished anything in your life, and that's true. At 19, nobody's accomplished anything. So right now, focus on your studies, focus on getting a good job, focus on making money, and then at that time you can focus on maybe whatever else that can give you some kind of echelon of respect. Right now, you don't need that to focus on. Oh, I will be respectful if she does this, and not respectful if she doesn't do it. No, you get through your accomplishments to feel good about yourself, not through somebody else doing something or not doing something. Take you up and take you down. Don't. All right. Let's go on to XXXOOO says, I feel like I'm forced to move on because it's hard for me accept the infidelity, and lastly, I want my future husband to be established career, and that's something I really value that he has not. Wasn't he in college with you? What did he finish? He's not using his university, or what? He has to have a master to become somebody. Maybe he's already found a good job. And it says, and he has not attained yet. So either I could have him in inventory per day until he achieves his professional goals, because I'm around men who have what what he doesn't have, and have not cheated, but I have a connection. You haven't been with those men to know if they cheat or not. And this guy cheated in college. Not a big deal. In the time frame that it happened, it's not as important as if it's in a time that you both have jobs and living together. That's not the same situation. And the guys that you're looking at, you don't know anything about them. When you don't know anything about somebody, you think, oh, yeah, they will not cheat. How do you know? There might be assholes. At least this guy, you know him well and you know his character. And if he's, you know better than I do. I don't know the guy, but you probably can tell. But you cannot say just because he cheated in college, then these other guys that you have contact with, who don't know shit about them, that they are better than him, that they will not cheat. How do you know? There could be some assholes themselves, and they have all kind of problems in their own life, and you just don't know. Not knowing doesn't mean it's not there. Says, but I have a connection and history with him. Oh, I see. So I am around. I see. I could have him in inventory per day until he achieves his professional goals. Well, have you achieved your professional goals? Why is it that you expect him to achieve before he can have your hand? So it's not about emotions or compatibility or bonding on consciousness level. It's about if he's accomplished to be able to provide versus some other people that are already accomplished, but you don't know shit about them and they could be assholes. Is that all it matters? But obviously, you know this guy, and that's why you liked him. and only because he has done the wrong thing that he did in college, you want to hold that on top of his head and string him along. And if you find somebody that's got more provisions and established, even though he could be an asshole and you would know, you want to then dump him, or you're still going to string you along to see what happens with that one. Make a decision, good for you and good for him. Either tell him, I don't want to be with you, I want to go and find out what's out there. Or if you actually say to me that you know about him and you think he's got good characters, and well, that was a mistake that any jackass could make, that these guys that you don't know and you think they're so amazing, possibly, they could be shitheads, but you just don't know. And they have these ties and suit on and they behave like, they're beyond it. They're all full of shit up here. You just see their image rather than their personality. This guy, since he was a student, you know who he is. And she says, until he achieves professional goals, because I'm around men who have what he doesn't have and have not cheated, but I have a connection and history with him, etc., that I'm not sure if I should let go or I can. He's my first love, and I've tried walking away, but it's like giving a best friend who's alive, grieving a best friend who's alive, something I've never done. I think you are conflicted between your ego and what you really want in your heart. You like the guy and you trust the guy. He just fucked up in high school, in university, at the age of what, 22, 21, whatever the hell it was. And you're holding that on top of him because you cannot understand that your ego is not important. You are important. And what you are and what you know about this guy, your ego doesn't know. Your ego is only thinking about, oh, he cheated on me. But you know that this guy has certain characteristics that meets your requirements and expectations, and flaws that you've already bashed him on his head, and he knows it. I think it will be a cold day in hell if he will do that again. I don't think he will do that. He has already known what it can happen if he does that. You know? So maybe the problem right now would be the fact that he can't handle that you are going to grad school. Maybe you could have handled that better. Maybe you could have said, listen, this is my career. I want to, finish my university in this way. And I want you to be more understanding. Maybe we should be separate, and I will focus on my work and you will focus on your life. If you meet someone, well, I can understand, but I may or may not meet someone. That's not my intention. I want to finish and focus on my studies. Because look, if you really are able to go out with somebody else while you're studying, why can't you spend time with him while you're studying? Because you say I can't manage both, but what does that mean? That means if he's not around, you're still going to go out with somebody else, right? So why couldn't you have spent that time with him so he will also feel that he's part of it, and then also communicate to him that it's important to me that I finish my exams and university and so on. So you got to be supportive and understanding if you really love me and you want me to be successful in what I'm trying to accomplish. And then have a discussion and policy about it, so you would know that he can understand. But what is it? What does that mean that he couldn't handle it? I mean, why? You come home and you've studied. So what? You didn't work in the mountain or cut trees. You can come home and I don't know, together prepare food, or there's some time, or you want to study, go to library, study till 10 o'clock, come home, I don't know, eat something. Maybe he's prepared something, or you guys prepare together, and maybe it's a few times a week or whatever it is. You guys have intimacy and sex. You got to have that anyhow to create that balance. So, what better than having your boyfriend at home and having that happening so you can focus on your studies rather than looking for a date when you miss going out with someone, because that's going to take more time. So I don't know really if you've weighed what you said to him, and the excuse was really you wanted to handle your studies, or you really were still pissed off because of your ego and you couldn't handle the fact that he cheated on you, and you're taking that out of proportion. Instead of a 22-year-old guy, who the fuck is he? He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know his ass from his head. At that age, he just wanted, as many girls as he can. He made a mistake, and that's the end of it. It's not that huge of a deal, as much as it is. So anyhow, that's my two bit about that. So let's go on to King Cole. What? She says, Christine, sometimes I have never done boost in ego. And she says, you're right. It makes me question my morals and self respect. I will do Skype. Yeah, that's better. So we'll discuss it further when I get your appointment registration, and we'll set it up. And it says, because I will be attending clinical soon where I finally have time to date. Yeah, to date what? With him or with somebody else? I'm not getting it. Okay, I guess we'll discuss it whenever you set up the Skype thing. So we go to, she's showing ego. Akash Nepune says, no, I was asking the picture of hand with love shape. Yeah, but treat her good, love shape, nothing sexual. Also, it's just as an example. Last question, she's shown so much ego. What to do? Nothing. Just let her be, let her breathe. Sometimes your culture and some other cultures, men just choke the girl. And she's just getting to be an adult out of her home, has some permission to do some freedoms. And then there's another guy now, behaves like her mother or her father, chokes her to death. Do this, respect me, expect this. Just let her breathe. They will be attracted to someone who's not going to be so fussy, at least at the beginning, so they can feel free a little bit. But you want to be on her neck. She's just, the cultural values there are so tight already in the families that when you guys get together, at least give each other a little bit of a leeway rather than suffocating each other out of all these business that the older people are hung up on it. Respect and honor, and just hold off. Let the girl breathe a little bit, and then you also can breathe. And don't be so imitating the older people. You're 19 years old. Just chill out. And she's showing ego or what? Because we are in. Okay, I don't know what that is. Too romantic, and I will say when we meet, I will kiss you. And she's like, no, I will not give you to kiss me. Okay, these are all just game plays and stuff like that. It's not like, okay. Don't. It looks like you. The more you go towards her, try to throw yourself at her, the more she's gonna play. Mother Mary. So Just cool it. Stop asking for anything from her. Kinko says last a few weeks. What last a few weeks? Kinko, did you have another start here somewhere? Says, may I ask a question about OCD and growing response? Not tonight, King, because this is a big conversation. It's going to go through lots of depth. I have to explain, and we don't have that time. I want to finish. It's over 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I want to end this. King, perhaps next time when we are focused on OCD and HOCD, by all means. Yeah, the growing response are not gone yet because I've explained it. It's not a problem. I've explained it in the videos about growing all response. Check it out. And don't try to get rid of anything. Just leave everything. Do not fight with thoughts. Don't pay attention to thoughts. Don't try to get rid of it. Just laugh at it and move on. Don't focus on it. None of it mean anything. Watch the video that I have on the growing love response and the interpretations in the 2 playlists that I have and on different matters. One of them could be addressing that as well. But there is something called growing response video I have. Just put that in my search engine of the channel and you'll see it. And the next time perhaps we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay, let's see if I've answered all the questions. Okay. Doesn't matter, King Cole. Those responses are not determining your life. These are malfunctions of the brain. Doesn't matter if it's a growing response, if it's a thought, if it's an image, if it's a feeling. All that bullshit is malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. So you got to deal with it the way you dealt with HOCD. Pay no attention to it. Focus on what you want to do. Brave it through whatever it is that you want to do, and don't pay attention to these sort of things by themselves. They eventually get reprogrammed. That's as much as I can tell you right now. Just free yourself. Don't be hung up on what the thought says. Fuck the thought. Where does it come from? From an organ. The organ is not your intellect. It's just the brain. It's another organ. It's like your intestine. You shit that way, you get diarrhea. This one also gets diarrhea and malfunctions. And that's what ends up interfering, making all these nonsense. All right. And many other things, but we don't have time right now. I really want to finish it up, and next time. I just want it to be half an hour here. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes, guys. Well, I appreciate your attention, but at the same time, it's 1:47 a.m. here, so you know. Yeah, I know. Akash says, sir, you're streaming for 2 hours straight. I think you need to sleep, and then it's you. So much for waking up. Yeah, I know, I do. I actually need to meditate and relax a little bit, have tea, and maybe watch a movie. And some good food would be good. It's cozy night. It's raining outside. And Don Luis says, Akash, mind your own business. Let the doctor do his own thing. First of all, I'm not a doctor. Don't make a mistake. I am not a doctor. I've said that 1 million times, maybe less than that. But no, that's okay. That's all right. He's right, actually. I just want to end it too. And Rahul says, your words and videos giving me strength, sir. Well, good. Delighted. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for enjoying the channel. Akash, it's okay. Don't worry. Don Luis didn't mean anything by it. He's just joking. Okay, guys. And Rahul says, I will regain my happiness with time. So, yes, you will. Yes, you will. Be patient. This is life. This is lots of ups and downs in it. You can't be just going up and then down and up and down. there's lots of ups and downs in life, but you can just go a little bit up, a little bit down, but that's still stay in the middle. So, okay, guys, it's time for me to say thank you very much for being here. Love you all. Thank you for giving me the chance to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to have another live stream soon. Again, I have many of them quite frequently now. But if I didn't get to it, again, next Saturday at 1 p.m. Vancouver time. Otherwise, usually these days I'll have one maybe every night earlier on or maybe late at night. I'm not sure, however it works. Click on the bell and choose the option always. So if I go live, it will inform you and give you a notification that I'm live. And so, in the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Ash says, I know. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.